Did she say go? Did you? Yeah,
Okay.
she said go.
What's up, Food Podcast? Welcome to the What's Up Food Podcast. We got Rodrigo Torres right here, man. Shining, man.
What up? How you guys doing, everybody?
You lost 2 pounds, right?
6.
6. I lost 7, bro.
Really, fool?
Hell yeah, man. I weigh myself today, but you know that it don't really count.
What?
288.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, man. I was like 301, bro, 2 weeks ago when I was eating a lot. What's up, food? When I was sleeping was pie. We got Lisa right here.
Hello. This is your Instagram.
Byron Bowers,
Yo, what's up, everybody?
all the way from Atlanta, Georgia.
That's right. We here. We live.
This is
What's
your
up,
Instagram.
food? Yeah, at Byron Bowers is my Instagram for those who want to know. I can't even say what's up, food, like you do. You know what I mean?
What's up, fool?
What's up, Shawty? That's
You
what
gotta
we say.
shout it out.
Shawty.
Like,
What's up, Shawty?
like you gotta say like, look out, what's up, fool?
It's beautiful.
We got Byron Bowers right here. You guys don't know him, man. He was at my wedding.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, man. We were deep.
Deep.
Eric Andre showed up. But the first time I met you, I think, I don't even remember when I met you.
It had to be like 2010. I was on a run. I was doing a whole bunch of Latin rooms. I just was fresh to LA and I discovered these Latin rooms and I was like, oh, this is dope. You know what I mean? Y'all pay gas money. We go out. People stare at you. You know what I mean? My first international audience. I would get stared at with guys with cowboy boots and belt buckles and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is...
Got an artifact.
Yeah, man. I don't know how Puerto Ricans do it in New York, but Mexican, we got a shitload of rooms over here that pay $50.
Yeah. It's a ton of rooms pop up. It's like black rooms in Atlanta. That's how black rooms are. You know, you be like, wow, who invented this room? Where y'all find this place at? And they do
yeah,
comedy, you know?
I know, man. There's a lot of, like, you can make a living in Atlanta without even being known.
That's true.
There's a lot of comedy over there. But out LA, there's a lot of comedy, like a lot of, I don't know when it started, but somehow somebody decided, you know what? I can't be doing the comedy store for $15.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Latino comedians, man, they want to get paid, man. Or they feel they need to get paid. Some of them feel they need to be paid, and, man, they shouldn't be in the room.
That's true. That's true. It was interesting. It was an interesting shock for me to do it on the West Coast. Because before then, I was in like Brownsville and Laredo.
You were there too?
Yeah, I went to those.
So you know,
That's a Mexican dirty South.
you know
Man.
Raymond Horta?
You know what? A black dude brought me down. Black promoter. He spoke Spanish. His wife was
Oh,
Spanish.
I know his name.
Carlos Cody.
Carlos Cody.
I think that's his name.
Long,
He wore
skinny
cowboy
face.
boots.
Nah, he ain't that.
Mexican?
Yeah, he ain't
He
that.
only wore those boots when he visited his wife's family.
But
Yeah.
that was cool, man. It was a good experience, and yeah, that's when I started. I got a glimpse of Mexican racism.
Oh yeah, it's there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like Latin on like Mexican on Mexican racism.
Oh yeah, there is, man. Especially the darker Mexican. Hey man, who invented Chocomil?
It was interesting. That's
And
how
also,
I can say.
there's like it's racist between Mexican, between like if someone's darker, someone's poorer. But I think it's worse if they're poor and they come from the country.
Well, what I learned that day, I was in Laredo. No, I was in McAllen. It was 2008, and it was an anti-Obama rally going on right outside my hotel.
No way.
So I had to deal with that.
Are you serious?
Those are
Yeah,
Texas
my first
Mexicans,
time.
though.
My first.
But they were
this ain't
Mexicans?
This ain't even Mexican. This is
Oh,
my
okay.
first time
Texans,
walking. This is
yeah.
my first time in Texas, right? And that was my intro to Texas.
Wow.
Right outside my hotel, and then they staring at me because I'm walking around like this is cool, you know. And then in McAllen, I met people from Mexico City, and then they was telling me the difference between Mexicans from Mexico City and Mexicans in southern Mexico. And they was lighter complexion, and they spoke differently and all this stuff. And I was like,
What they tell you, those motherfuckers?
well, you know, they say shit like, oh, we the elite. It basically was saying that we the elite of the group. You hear this
Yeah,
everywhere.
if they live in Polanco.
I've been to
That's the
Polanco.
Cologne.
Polanco
Yeah.
is nice. You know what I mean? I recently went to Polanco,
Right.
and I was like, oh, okay.
If you got cheddar, you're really from Mexico City, you're really from there. But if
That's
you're on the
what I'm saying.
outskirts, man, it's your Uber driving.
That's what I'm saying. Or it's even like, yeah, you got the hood, the same hood. Like when I went to Brazil, they got on the hills. You got the places you don't go in Mexico. You know?
Favelas.
Yeah. So it's
It's
cool.
funny how
The
they
beat.
colored them, you know, to make sure you don't go there.
The peak.
They make
But
it
they're
all
so
bright.
beautiful.
But
Yeah,
they
they
colored
bright
them to
colors.
make them
been
beautiful
to
for the
Tepic?
tourists.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
Where's the peak? What state is that?
It's in Mexico City right there. That's where Cuauhtemoc Cárdenas is from.
I was
Put your
heading
shit on
to
blocks right away.
I was heading to Teotihuacan, which was north of Mexico City.
45 minutes.
Yeah, going south, you could see these
The ruins.
beautiful.
Teotihuacan.
Yeah, well, I mean, not even the pyramids, but the hood
Right.
that's painted, and it's these beautiful colors. It's like a mural. it makes you want to go over there, but
It's for the tourists to not realize how poor the areas are.
Yeah, okay.
That's what it. No, I mean that's what it's for. It's to hide it.
Once
It's to
you
hide the
fly into
poverty.
Mexico City, you can see all that shit.
Yeah.
You see everything that's like beautiful and like rich and ostentatious, and the ghetto ass shit.
You know, you can see that too. Also, when you fly
TJ.
into El Paso,
Yeah, that too.
Oh
bro.
man.
and you
El
go to the
Paso?
you go to the left. It's like somehow United States know how to keep the dust in Mexico. Because you look to the right, cabrón, it's dusty, bro. They're burning
Man.
trash.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go to the left, El Paso, it's just dusty.
Remember when we went to that little hill that we went up there in El Paso the last time before that one, where like the
Oh,
real housewives of
where
El Paso live at?
Right there where that churro truck was
Yeah,
at.
it's all gated community style, and then the other part of El Paso is just dusty as hell, and like looks
I remember-
almost Mexico-ish.
I remember when I went to Tijuana, they was like, "Don't go over there. They cutting American heads off." And every time you read something, you're like, "That's just white people."
Yeah.
Right. So I peek over
usually
to
is.
Juarez, Mexico, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they chopping niggas' heads off over
You
here."
seen a little head?
Man, I didn't know what I saw, but it some it looked like it was just a war zone.
What year was that?
That was like maybe 3-4 years ago. when
My
they was
first
chopping-
time in El Paso, Texas, my first time, they found a mass grave with a bunch of dead people, like at least 17 or more.
Yeah.
Matamoros style?
Yeah, man. This is Juarez, and this is 1990. My first time there was 1998, 1997, 1998. I took a Greyhound bus there, and I remember the comedian that was performing, Ben Creed.
Damn.
He said, from New York, he said, I don't know if you guys had an ancient burial ground next door, and everybody died. But yeah, man, they found a bunch of bodies. But I didn't know, like, I didn't go to Juarez that week, but I remember going back, and I did go with Joy Medina, but I wasn't scared. But there was a lot of talk about it because when I was in El Paso, when we went to that comedian, that Fat Food Chewy,
Yeah.
and I was
Comic
talking
book show guy.
to a lady there, and she told me we were talking, throwing stories, and she said that her brother was visiting in Mexico, and he was kidnapped, and they had him like in a car. The guy was arguing in the radio with somebody in Spanish, then somebody I guess who had like an LA accent. He was like a cholo from LA. Damn dog, you got the wrong one, fool, and they got the wrong guy, and they said that he looked like the politician they were supposed to kidnap or whoever, a cop, and it wasn't him, and they let that fool go, bro.
Yeah.
They just threw him out of the car.
You're worthless.
But it's crazy because when she told me that story, I was like, wow, you don't even know how lucky he was. They just probably threw him, and and went up to the real guy afterwards and just covered the mistake,
Yeah, mostly it's like really elite style with just the cops, dude. Because even in like posh office buildings or like apartment buildings in Mexico City, if you let the door guy, if you don't tip out and you don't have a good team around you, they'll go, hey, homeboy lives here. Homeboy goes in this hour from this step to that step. He doesn't have a bodyguard. Like they'll snatch your ass up.
That's how. I mean, what can you do? You know what
Nothing.
I mean, I don't know. It's something. It's fucked up, but it's something so chill about it. Coming from Atlanta, where
What made you go to Mexico?
why? My girl is a director, and she was filming a commercial down there. And for those who don't know, sometimes they film commercials in Mexico because it's you got a vast colors. You got black Mexicans all the way to white Mexicans. And if it's music playing in the background, can't nobody tell which is which. So they can shoot a commercial for cheap, you know what I mean? And you see this going on a lot, so that's how I made my way down,
Because they got Haitians over there now
Yeah, Haitian community growing
in
up.
Tijuana.
Yeah, so we was in Mexico City, and they went further south to other beautiful places outside the city. Very beautiful, and the food's great, you know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah, dog.
Your girlfriend does a lot. Your girlfriend's a well-known director. Like she does.
I don't really like
lot.
to talk about it because
I
people
know,
be coming
but
up to me.
Who is she?
She does like commercials and she doesn't do like.
Yeah, I
movies
think
and
they
stuff,
fans
but-
of mine, and then they be asking about her and shit. Kid crushes my ego. But yeah, I find myself traveling with her sometimes. You know what I mean? Because she go to dope places. With comics travel, we get the shitty hotels and whatever. When directors
They front
travel,
end.
they get you in the fucking. Well, we was in like a high-end hotel. I mean, I'm swimming on the roof of the pool overlooking the city, and I'm like, man,
Tight.
I picked the wrong profession. You know what I mean? This is crazy. So it's cool, but you learn a lot. You know what I mean? But they're very protected. they get transport everywhere. Somebody scheduling your meals and stuff like that. So it's an interesting way to travel.
Top-notch handlers.
Versus me and Amir, we just got back from Lebanon, Beirut, and we just were walking down the street for 4 hours.
Wow.
We don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? These guys with machine guns walking around, and we just like.
Just regular full civilians or soldiers?
These are soldiers, some of them cops, and they on tanks in the middle of the road. They just sitting on tanks, and you try to take a picture of them, they like, you know, Middle Easterns got a look that just already killer. You know what I mean? Even though they could be the nicest person in the world, you know, and they just like move on, yalla, holla, bibi, and we like, okay, you know, just keep walking. We walk like 4 miles every day. Wow. That's how you learn the layout. Only time people stopped us was like to ask directions, but by that time we knew where everything was. So we were like, yeah, keep going straight. You're gonna get downtown. But it's cool.
What was the nightlife in Beirut?
Man, the nightlife is if you in your 20s, it's insane. It's the Vegas.
Really?
It's the Vegas of the Middle East.
Wow.
That means all the hijabis come and they take off their hijabs and they party.
Yeah.
And the party go to 4, and then after that it's an after party. You know what I mean? But
It's a real
nobody's
party.
like doing like crazy drugs. Like to them that's getting loose. But ain't nobody doing nothing too crazy over there. You know what I mean? Like how we do it in Vegas. But it's a place where everybody could fly an hour and let loose. And it's all the music we don't like. It's so Americanized. It's like, man, am I in Glendale?
Ding, 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 ding,
That,
ding.
you know what I mean?
Word to your moms.
And then when they buying bottles, you like, yo, the Emirates are in the house. They just bought 32 bottles of champagne. And it's like, oh, this what money is. Like these Lamborghinis and Ferraris, they flying their cars in. It's like, it's real money here. But
Real paper, though.
it's real
They
corruption.
be flying hoes from LA, huh?
Yeah, on the low.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, they do it. All them Instagram models, they over there getting it in. You know.
Tag your sponsor.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I saw that. I just saw that too, and it's amazing that that's been going on
For years, huh?
for years, and it happens all over the world. Cause just think, Americans is just like they probably just getting a few white women, but it's beautiful women in Latin America. You know what I mean? It's beautiful women in Greece, and all these women from all over the world, they fly over. And if you look at the women Instagram over there, they are done up, and it's like, oh, this is some beautiful shit. You know what I mean? The only drug trafficker I met was Lebanese and Latin. You go back and forth from like Miami to Venezuela somewhere, and I'm like, damn, that's a whole different ballgame. We just got to get it from Oregon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You worldwide. So
International
When you were there in Beirut, how did everybody treat you, knowing that you were American and African American?
I got treated nice. It was when I'm talking, like if I'm talking to somebody and they hear my voice, they always turn in heads like, oh shit, who is this? If I trip, it's like the roads are like not paved equal, so I'm always tripping and falling, like I'm clumsy. And then people be blowing their horn like, baby, I see you. You know what I mean? There was a lot of that going on. So yeah, they was like doing high fives and taking pictures. Like we get treated well.
I got treated real well when I was in Holland, like in Rotterdam.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they heard my accent, they started quoting American Me, Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh, that's
They were bowing down when I came to their town. Like the gangsters there, like after the show, like we smoked a spliff. One guy, it was weird because one guy had just, Rodrigo told you like about that dude that had pure like he had like some weak tobacco in the blunt, but then he put all hash in there, bro, like all hash.
Use the tobacco to keep
Yeah, and
it
then I
lit.
told him where I was from, and he was quoting Blood In, Blood Out. He goes, man, if you were like walking around the neighborhood, he goes, you got rank here already because you're from East Los.
Yeah.
Damn.
What happened with me, this guy was like, you a rapper? I was like, no. And then he just
No
started
stereotypes.
freestyle rapping for like 5
Really,
minutes.
dog?
Yeah, somebody got the video of it, and it was just, I'm just
He
staring
wanted to
like,
battle.
yeah, I'm just staring like, man, please.
Do you approve?
No, I'm like, come on, man, I'm not a battle person. You know what I mean? Get out of here. I'm just trying to enjoy my night. And he just kept going. You know what I mean? Just rapping, and I was like, this is weird. Oh, and I've gotten called nigga there more times than the past 5 years in the United States.
Where? In Beirut?
Yeah, like just to take a picture. Like, yeah, I want to take a picture with this nigga, and then they
No
took a picture.
way.
Yeah, because it's so casual. Like the
They
American
take it from
culture.
the songs, though, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like it is
Out.
what it is, and I'm over there saying it too, like on stage. So it was weird. You know what I mean?
But they were happy. They said they couldn't wait to see one, huh?
Yeah, they couldn't wait.
They were practicing.
Practicing,
Let me try it again.
You know Jessime Peluso?
Yes.
So when she was there, she heard it and she was just shocked. Like, did he say what I just thought he said? And I'm like, just keep it moving.
Don't ask
Treat
me
it like
questions,
you in a
man.
room full of Klans members.
How's that food out there though, dog?
Man, the food is crazy. It's bananas, man. That's
Fresh
my
as
fourth time in the Middle East, and yeah, anywhere where there's no ice, you know what I mean. The food pretty much is gonna be
Fresh, huh?
Yeah. That and even Mexico City, wow, you know what I mean. It's dope. It's like what, and then you got to come back to America and try to find food to eat. That makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to go to these places. Like I gained by the time I came back from Mexico. I went last year. I had to diet.
Rodrigo too, bro.
Hmm?
Rodrigo came back big with a lady.
Yeah, man. I came back.
We're macking hard, dog.
Man, I had
Like
bone,
animals.
Hard, dog.
Man, I ate bone marrow the size of my leg.
Rodrigo.
I ate the first time
Rodrigo,
I ate bone marrow.
you had bone marrow,
The
right?
first time
Where
I
at
went.
Mexico?
Man.
Mexico City.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
It's fucking
Crickets.
bomb. Yeah,
I
dog.
seen crickets at in Tijuana when I went to the bakery. This bakery had like a cover over the pan dulce, the sweet bread.
Yeah.
And then it had like that good Mexican candy that they don't sell over here. You know, like the sweet potato that hardened with
Dulces de
candy,
leche,
dulce de leche, calabaza, and then like the real hard macaroon, and all that shit was covered with bees. And then over there they had on the side they had chocolate covered crickets.
Yep.
And you ate them?
I ate
You
the
hear
cricket.
that noise?
I ate something that wasn't quite ready because it squirted off in my mouth.
What?
It's all protein though, dog. A lady comes by with a big old bucket, huh? Gives you a little pinch.
Look, man, I don't
All protein.
I really don't care
Who
what it
cares?
is. You know
So
What?
is semen. Semen's a ton of protein when you eat that.
Look, when you
I ain't
grow,
blowing nobody.
yeah,
What did you smash? A cricket?
yeah.
Oh,
I
it
had
was
a
fresh.
cricket.
He said he ate it and it squished it in
Yeah,
his
one
mouth.
of them.
But it was live.
No, I don't think it was live.
It just
So that's
wasn't
some juice in
dehydrated
there.
all the
Or
way.
it
It was
played
pregnant.
dead.
Eh?
That's probably was like a pregnant cricket.
He was waiting for one bad joke.
Said it played dead, dog.
The motherfucker played dead. You know what I mean? Cricket never seen a nigga before, so he was shocked. He was just staring. I ate it. That's crazy.
What kind of poverty you see in Beirut?
Man, all the people that was begging for money are Syrian. They from Syria, refugees that was sent over, and they took over like 1.5 million, which is a lot for a poor, corrupt country.
Yeah, with no support, no ability to support them as refugees.
And they're with their kids, like in their hands, and then they got the little palm out and showing on camera like this, like saying something that I don't even know. You know what I mean? And I remember giving a kid, I'm out like 2 or 3 o'clock at night, and this young Syrian kids out there selling flowers, getting their hustle on. And I'm like, yo, man, keep doing your thing, you know. And I gave him a $2 bill, and I didn't know that $2 was rare out there, like $2 bills. And I was like, man, I probably got this kid robbed.
Or killed, yeah.
Yeah, giving him a $2 bill. You know what I mean? So it's interesting because when I was in Dominican Republic, the kids that were begging were Haitians, which was weird. You know what I mean? And I remember I was over there. I'm like, I ain't giving you motherfuckers money. And then this Haitian was like, you know, we know what's going on in America. We know that they shooting y'all niggas over there.
He's trying to appeal to
But
you.
he was like, you know what?
Reverse
you know the
psychology
difference?
on your ass.
He was like, you know the difference that y'all got that we don't have? Because they treat us unfair too? Y'all can still make it. I was like,
True
you know
though,
what?
dog.
Here go
People in
five.
America don't know that, man.
Here go
True,
$5. You know what I mean?
That's what they
But
say
it's
in
true.
Mexico, dog. Las oportunidades que tienes, güey. Ni
Yeah.
sabes, güey.
You know, those are the things you learn. I believe if it's possible that every person, especially black, you know, should go see these things, because some of the stuff that we trip on, we'll be like, oh, we kind of like still, you know, we privileged in a way.
We're pampered,
We
dog.
complain about shit. It's privilege. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
No, the poorest people here are still richer than poor people in other countries. Yeah.
I heard if you make 30 grand or 40 grand, you make more than you still rich compared to.
You're in the
rest of
1% of the world. Dude.
Yeah, that's amazing.
30,000 a year.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
more than my mom
The
makes.
world.
If you could eat McDonald's every day, you pretty much doing good.
Dude, they had a girl from El Salvador, dude. She was on CNN real quick, and she said that she works at Jack in the Box, and she came from El Salvador when she was like 12. And with that money, she's able to pay her rent, go to the movies, and have a good time and buy clothes, and she's happy, dude. Yeah, I wish everybody could do that. She said.
She might not go to Kim Kardashian's page that much.
Right.
I know, right?
She doesn't give a shit about all that. She just
Or
wants
one
to
of the new. See, the problem is a lot of people here, like, they make bad decisions, bro, with their money. Like, you know, you shouldn't be paying a phone that's more than your rent.
That's true.
It's true though.
I've done it.
You've done
Yeah,
it?
you get stuff like that, man.
And I still ain't
As
done
a
it.
young comic or now?
Even
That's a
now.
nice watch.
Thank you, brother. Here go one right here.
Still on payment plan.
Here go one right here.
Wait, is that a Filson?
I did Geico and bought a watch. You
Is
know
that a
what I mean?
Pilsen?
Is that a Filson?
No, this is a...
Oh, that's a Rolex.
Oh, well, bleep. You got to bleep that out. I still go to the hood.
Russell got you there, right? Russell Peters?
No.
I'm trying to help you out
That's
here,
hilarious.
bro.
Oh, well, even though, you know what I mean? He still look like lunch meat walking around one of these on. I dress it down. I spit on it.
Look, it looks good, though. It doesn't look like the watch you said it was because of the band. Yeah, that's why I said it's a
You
great
dress
watch.
it down.
It's
You know what I mean?
disguised.
I learned, you learn not to, if it's like this or you going to pay taxes. So look how quiet it got.
Wait, what did you say? Or pay taxes? What do you mean?
I'm like, I'm going to get this. I'm either going to get this or I'm going to have to pay
and
taxes.
pay taxes. Taxes come first.
No,
Taxes have
not
to
at the
come
time.
first.
Here's the thing.
Did you get that in America or in Beirut?
In America.
All right.
In Beirut, no, they got knockoffs. You know what I mean? Everybody got one of these.
What's the
in
best
Beirut.
knockoff you've seen in Beirut?
Probably
Apple
like
oven.
some lips.
You mean like on somebody?
Yeah, like on
Like,
somebody. They were
oh.
lips, but they was like
So that
They
was
were
a
like-
botched
they were
job?
like camel lips. You know what I mean? They went for it. They was like, I don't want to look like a human no more.
It came,
know-
with, it came with a stump.
You know, in America, if women get bad jobs, bad lip jobs, they look like cats. Over there, they look like camels. You know what I mean? It's a different ball game.
Cats and camels, dog.
So yeah, I mean, when you grow up with nothing or lack,
You grew up poor in Atlanta?
yeah, for the most part, or everybody had more than me. You know what I mean? They could get the latest thing, and I would get it when they were done with it. Like I still wear hand-me-downs to this day. You know, so when you get someone, you know, like yeah, people mess up, they don't pay taxes, but it's different when it's in your hand.
Mm-mm.
When it's in your hand, it's like okay, I know I said I was gonna do these things, but
No.
let me just try this one thing, and then you try that and another, and next thing you know, you 3 years behind on taxes. You know what I mean?
Can't be that way.
When was the first time, like, when was like the first time, well, we would say when, but when you first got your first, like, comedy check or an actor check, you know, when you realized it was like, whoa, I'm gonna fucking get all G'd up today.
Yeah.
When was that?
Well, I got lucky. I had a job in my early 20s that I fucked up on. I fucked the money up. So when I first made a grand in comedy, extra grand, I bought silver.
You did?
I bought silver bullion. And I remember Atlanta, I bought $1,000 of silver. And I remember I got it like 0.999% pure silver. And I was like, I'll never be poor again.
Damn.
$1,000.
Motherfucker, I gotta, damn. What
That-
happened?
He from Savannah.
Yeah, the only thing, the silver dropped in price.
Silver's
Get
gonna
off the
drop.
field. We have another comedian named Keith Manning. This fool went all the way to Dubai to buy gold bullions.
What?
Man, they got it right there in vending machines, Rico.
That's crazy. Gold is different though.
Yeah, gold.
Right.
But
is
silver.
Although gold was down for a long time, but it's
But
just been up for the
toast.
last few years.
Hell yeah, man.
I only could afford silver and it still dropped. And I was like, well, I always try to get something that you can't easily liquidate anyway. You know, just in case Armageddon come or you in another country and you need money, you be like, I got this silver right here. You know. So that's why I try to buy those things because, you know, my dad paranoid schizophrenic, so a little bit of paranoia rubbed off on me.
Doomsday prepper here.
You better pay your taxes. I'm telling you.
I'm caught up now though.
Okay, good. I'm serious.
It broke.
That
I was
will-
living good until I decided to pay it. I was like,
No.
you know what made me want to pay taxes?
We grew up poor as fuck, and taxes come first, man. Because
Stretch
there have
that
been so
penny,
many
bud.
people who get.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
the
many
thing. You
people
see
have gone
it.
down for
So
it.
I was like, since I'm down, I'm just gonna go on and go all out. And I wanted to have a kid. Once I decided I wanted to have a kid, I was like, let me start trying to get my life together. And the first thing I did was got a California license. You gotta start. You gotta
Get
start
ready
at the
for that
bottom.
child support.
No, not ready for child support, but you gotta get on the map again and become official. You know what I mean? That's a little thing.
You were in the dark out here for a while?
Not for a while, but I was just riding Georgia. You know what I mean? I was just riding Georgia
Okay.
for a long time, just in case. You know, and then, you know, it's crazy. As soon as I got a Cali license, they allowed people from Georgia to bring permits, use their gun permits that could travel back and forth to each country. I mean, any place. And I was like, damn, I could have kept my Georgia license. I could have an AR right now. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Going to the haha. What's up, fool? Do you go, Troy? You have upcoming shows?
Yeah, dude. August 7th at the Fox in Riverside, and we have Martin Moreno Reza. And then August 14th in Shamrock in Temecula. Hit up my IG.
Shamrock. Okay, people. I'll be at Jacksonville, Florida, August 2nd through the August 4th. Amarillo, Texas, August 10th. McAllen, Texas, August 11th. Lubbock, Texas, August 24th. Laredo, Texas, August 25th. Brea, California, August 30th through September the 2nd at the Brea Improv. Check out FelipeWorld.com/tour for info on all these upcoming shows. You have upcoming shows?
My next show is I'm gonna be at La Jolla in San Diego, September the 1st, and the day before that. I'm gonna do my dates backwards. So that's a Friday and Saturday. Come check me out. Go to my Instagram and everything
That's
at ByronBowers.live.
La Jolla
La Jolla Comedy Store. You know, by the way. And then I might dip down to Tijuana just to say what's up. You know what I mean? To everybody down there, get my teeth clean, come back. You know, like a boss.
You've done it there before?
No, I just hear you could do interesting stuff like that there.
Did you do any comedy when you were in Mexico?
I did, man. I forgot the name of the show, but I got hooked up with some comedians down there, and the crowd didn't even speak English. I think 30% of the crowd spoke English, and I still got an applause break on the sex joke and cops shooting black people joke.
Tight.
So I'm like, oh, that's universal.
That's tight. Did
Yeah.
you do comedy in the Middle East?
I did a comedy in Beirut, Afghanistan.
For military or what?
For military in Afghanistan and Bahrain, but this Beirut show, Lebanon, was all like regular people. You know what I mean? Locals and stuff who came to the comedy show. We did 4, like 250 plus a night. You know what I mean? So it was good.
And are those English speakers?
Yeah, they English speakers.
They're
English
like
is
expats from
English is a third language.
Oh, wow.
So it's Arabic, it's French, and then English. So everybody that
Sweet.
speak English. It's an English culture. Like they listen to our music. They dress in like our clothes. You know what I mean?
So culturally, the jokes all land over there too.
For the most part, you know what I did? I just kept it 100. You know what I mean? I talked about like the issues that we have. Like if you was to go over there and talk about issues that Latin have over there, like real issues, they would get it more because they
pay attention more to international
they do
stuff. Yeah.
They know everything and they go through the same hardships. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm just gonna do this. I ain't worried about changing nothing. The dirt, some of the dirty stuff hit hard, and then some of it was just like, oh, they don't understand because it's still conservative over there. So it's interesting on when they will laugh, and like sometimes girls was afraid to laugh sitting next to their guys and vice versa. Because it's like, oh, I'm telling on myself. Mm-hmm. But it's funny to see women like fully covered just die laughing over a skirting joke. You know what I mean?
Tight.
So yeah, everywhere I've been, I perform.
That's crazy. Over there, they're telling you to you pretty much can say whatever you want, but now you gotta like people are like when you go to a like I've done a lot of colleges, and they never told me to not say this, not say that. I figured that they already know my comedy, man. You didn't book me because I'm clean.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And then when I get there, he goes, I'm not gonna change. I told that lady the last gig I did was in Arkansas, and I told that lady, I could say whatever I want, right? He goes, yeah, say whatever the hell you want. Yeah. He goes, they already know they know who you are.
Yeah.
So I did an hour and a half, bro. They didn't change shit.
Yeah, it's for me they don't know, so it's like I'm like let's do. I was in some place in the Midwest, and I was like, who do y'all don't like? And they was like, the Mormons. And I was like, hey. I was like, what y'all do for fun? They was like, nothing. I was like, hey, we should put on white sheets, go to the Mormon neighborhood, and just burn shit, like with crosses and for fun. And the whole place got quiet. And I was like, oh, y'all don't understand sarcasm. I'm like, that's what the KKK did for fun where I'm from. And then they just got tight. And I was like, oh, shit. So I'm used to that getting tight. But over there, in the Middle East, I know not to talk about religion because that will get you killed.
Yeah, and some of the people who had gone, it wasn't Beirut. It might have been Saudi Arabia or somewhere like that, or maybe Dubai. And people were told that you can pretty much say whatever, but don't talk about like dating. You can't even talk about dating because people don't date over there. And like you can't even talk about like walking and holding hands or something like
Yeah.
that, because they just don't do
That's
it.
a no-no.
I heard
yeah.
Larry Omaha is
But-
banned from Saudi Arabia for saying the word God in his joke.
Really?
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the only death over
Is
there.
it God?
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, you old Yahweh, God. And they're like, no more.
yeah.
Yank closed the mic on him. He had to go sit in the back and get on the plane.
That was the only.
Damn.
That was the only death over there. That somebody talked about God, some local, and they.
Oh, so they did him.
Oh yeah,
Because
they
even
did.
positively, you're not supposed to
Yeah.
mention God
It
or
was a
Yeah.
positive joke. and
write
he
the
just
word
like-
God or anything like that. Yeah.
It's-
What dog?
You could do dog.
Dog
Place.
all
You ever
day.
worship this dog? You ever pray for this dog? It doesn't do anything for you but bark, bark, bark.
Barking nonsense.
I talked about being spiritual, and everybody was just like, but they didn't get.
Like, I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
You say
I
dog
pray 5 times a day.
to this dog. That was the most. That was the most startled I've been. Just because over in the
That's a startle.
prayer breaks out. You know what I mean? In Arabic, like a song over the whole city.
It's like a
At one
siren,
time?
right?
Yeah, it's like a siren. You know what I mean? And it could be nighttime and it's quiet and it's just like, ah, you like, oh, what was that?
What would happen if you took a knee for that?
I don't know. I ain't never thought about it. But whoever sang that song is crushing it. They crushing it. Yeah, I mean, they going for it.
That shit on Spotify, dog.
It's hard not to dance, too. It's hard. As a black person, it's just hard. But I feel if I dance, they're going to think I'm mocking it.
Disrespectful. Yeah, you're not supposed to have any sort of prayer and dancing or anything like that combined.
Islam chant.
Yeah, bring that up. You know what I mean? It's dope, though. And it goes for like, I don't know, half hour,
Be
hour.
a call to prayer would it be called? Yeah.
We walked past one mosque while it was going on. They just waved us. It definitely don't start like that.
Cha-ching.
It's a guy,
It's
yeah,
time
it's
to pray. You know?
That's the one when they bow down, right? You can hear all over the speakers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that.
On Malcolm X in the movie, when he goes to Mecca, you hear it and say it.
Then it stop, and then just boom, right again. You're like, whoa.
Perfect timing and all that.
Oh, we're not disrespecting them.
And we don't know what they saying.
Done
you
shot
know?
up the studio.
But yeah, it's cool, man.
I ran.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on. You just keep it moving at that point.
Do they get offended with coup d'etat jokes?
Coup d'etat.
So yeah, man, it's an interesting experience. You know, this how I determine what type of comedian I am. If I can go anywhere in the world, right? Even if I go with my lady and I could be like, where is it a show here? And somebody tell me and I get booked on the show, I was like, oh, I must not be that bad. If I can get a reference to like London, to Mexico, to another English speaking show, you know what I mean? To Israel, to Lebanon, and these places. And I'm like, oh, I might not be that bad, no matter how I get disrespected in LA. And I go
Right.
and they get it and they laugh. And it's like, oh, this is a direct connection to the people. And it says something about yourself as a human being.
That's where it's at.
To, to be able to connect to different people, different cultures around the world too.
I know, man. I got an email on Facebook from this lady who saw my comedy special in Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
And she said, I got most of it.
That's the thing. They will get most of it. They'll get it. You know what I mean? It's something amazing about yourself being able to communicate. Especially our backgrounds are kind of distinct.
She was telling me about the struggles over there too. Like, I got your struggle, like the
Yeah.
joke. Because then she was telling me about other people, like what she related to, like another joke I said. Oh, over here it's Armenians. You
Yeah.
know, like she was saying that.
It's very poor over in Israel. You know what I mean? It's a poor place versus like across the border in Beirut where everybody driving Beamers and Porsches, and it's weird to see. You know what I mean? And then like they're separated by a line, but they hate each other. For somebody that been to both countries, you know what I mean? And the food is the same. And it's like, man, y'all hate each other, but the food.
That's like Haiti and Dominican Republic. There's just that line. It's such a small island. They swear they don't share any DNA.
Yeah, but you could kind of
But you
tell.
can see there's a bloodline that
Yeah.
these people share. But the politics, the government is all different. The
I mean, I
languages
get
are separate.
it. I'm from Georgia. We hate Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We hate Alabama, but it's similar. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Human nature.
You got University of Georgia, red, and you got the Crimson Tide, which is burgundy.
Based on biblical
But
beliefs.
it still don't go along. So it's interesting.
So you came out when did you come to? You started in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Punchline.
No,
I saw your name all over the
first-
place.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
the
green
first.
room.
Yeah, I drew all.
Saw you on the lamp,
I drew all
on the
over.
ceiling.
Yeah, I wrote my name over
His
that
name's
club.
everywhere.
Yeah, no
What's another
bullshit.
comedian with Mike Epps from Atlanta?
Henry Welsh,
Henry Welch, yeah,
Yeah,
most feared man in comedy.
the most feared man in comedy.
Why is he the most feared man in comedy?
That's what he
'Cause
told
he
me.
always-
That's what he told us.
He just wants,
he's the most feared man in comedy.
he's the self-proclaimed most feared man in
That's what
comedy.
he
The most feared man. Tupac's dead. Notorious B.I.G. is dead, but Rick Smiley's still alive.
Yeah, man.
I'm
it's a-
beefing with two
They got
rappers.
beef, right?
It's
He
a-
said, "I'm beefing with two rappers and a comedian."
You know what's funny? Atlanta make you cocky. Atlanta make you cocky because it's
Tell me about
Do
it.
tell, dog.
it's its own thing. Like they booed. Like I got booed for a long time. I got shit thrown at me. You know what I mean? And then you come here, it just makes you talk about whatever you want to talk about. Because then if they throwing shit at you in Atlanta for trying to be who you are, and they trying to groom you to be something else, you don't do it. When you go anywhere else in the world, you like, this is who I am. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't gonna throw nothing at. What you gonna? I seen people like getting fights on stage. Every other comedy city is just calm compared to the, you know, when you steal jokes where I'm from, it's fights. Like it's literally like fights. If you come close, and anywhere else, it's like nah, it's none of that.
Little keyboard warrior fights on Facebook. and
Yeah,
shit.
you know what I mean. So it's like it's a different ball game. So it does something to you. You know.
What part of Atlanta you from?
I grew up in. I was born in Athens, and then I was raised in Atlanta in Clarkston, which is they say it's one of the worst cities in Atlanta. You know, but I don't think it's bad. But that's where the jail is. You know, you've been downtown LA and they got that big beautiful prison. It looks just like the one where I'm from. You know what I mean?
That's their cousins.
So you would hear helicopters flying at night, but they got a gym inside. It's beautiful. You would get jealous. You know what I mean? You get jealous. They living a life in there. You know, they get clothes. They get food every day. You know, so it's cool.
I went to this when I did a show over there with for American Insurance, Bill Bellamy. They all went to the after party, right? And as soon as I got there, I saw this man. Police officers don't play over there, man.
No.
Like this guy was like 6'4", big, like linebacker style, you know.
Bill.
But the cop was 6'3", 6'2", just as big though,
Yeah.
just shorter, dude. I saw him take out that metal stick, and I saw that the sharp end come out. Man, he started fucking him up in the elbows, his wrists, and his shoulders, bro. And he went
Yeah.
down. And I
Where
said,
it
nah.
hurts.
And I told the driver, nah, can we just go back to the hotel room?
Yeah.
If it's that bad outside, it must be crazier inside. It was a venue.
Yeah. It's like that.
It's expensive too. I thought as soon as you get in there, they charge you bottle service. And Tony Rock told me that he was walking with his 2 bottles. He didn't want to share no more.
Yeah.
He said he spent all his money there.
Here's the thing too, that you'll see a gay and a straight fight, and it's the same, just as the cop. You'll see 2 6'4" niggas, one with heels on, and the other in a regular.
Yeah, man. I didn't know that.
Hey,
When we
man.
got to the hotel, it was nothing but dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Like all men in suits, big dudes, little dudes. Then I didn't go to my room and somebody told me, "Oh man, that was hot Atlanta what you saw."
Yeah,
Hot Atlanta.
it's interesting. Our cops are black, so our cricket cops are black. You know what I mean? When I was young, a sheriff got voted out of office, and he was corrupt. So the winning sheriff, he showed up at his home party, and shot him in front of his
Oh
family.
my God.
You know what I mean? That's
The
the
sheriff that
environment.
got voted out.
The sheriff that got voted out set up a hit at the guy's home. So they was having a surprise party for him. So his family was inside, and when he got home, it was just a rattle of like gunshots.
Damn.
You know, and that's some of the stuff that we came up in. So you get to other places, and all the cops are like white, but it's a black city, and they'll come in the car with the guns drawn because everybody was toting. By the time you were a young black man, you 22, like I noticed all my friends, they strapped because they can legally be strapped. You know what I mean? And it's just a way of life. Like people park their cars on their grass because that's their private property. If you walk on their property, they can legally, shoot you. You know what I mean? So it's just like you learn these ways to survive that. Now I'm in Los Feliz and I'm free. You know what I mean?
Lesson 1, don't
I'm
mess with
free.
nobody's money, man.
Hey, you know what I mean? It just, I don't know. It just, those are some of the things that you were taught, like coming up in certain places. Because I was born in a smaller town where it was a little less of that. You know what I mean?
Athens is a college town. but
Athens, it's segregated
That's the way
by.
I went there about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So
So
REM's from
our
there, right?
friend from Dallas, Keith Manning, he's from Savannah, Georgia.
yeah, that's a college town.
And
Yeah.
he told me that he went to this other town. He goes, man, I thought Savannah was bad.
Yeah.
He goes, he went lower south in Georgia. He went to a town. He goes, man, it was all black.
Yep.
He goes, mayor, cops, schools.
Yep.
He goes, everybody in Walmart was black, manager, general manager. There was nothing. He was just Mexicans and blacks, but it was all black.
It's like
black
that.
owned.
It's black. It's like that. You know what I mean? That's what we
You
used
think that
to.
segregation still?
I don't think so.
I
You
think
know,
that's just
where I'm
natural.
from, it's a.
Because I didn't see they said there were no white guys there.
Well, where
Yeah,
I'm
but
from,
the corporations are grabbing that money though.
Here's-
There's a Walmart there.
here's the thing of being from a city like mine. You have the separation. Like to a lot of people, Dr. King did well, but where I'm from, it's a divide because they say he killed the black community by desegregating everything. You know what I mean? So you have those beefs going on under the surface. Still, yeah, because it's Atlanta's still kind of segregated. Like when I went in the comedy club, I
Atlanta's
just
very
performed.
segregated.
People still sat down. If you look at the room, they was like, "Oh, whites was on this side of the room, blacks."
But it's not institutionally segregated. It's by
a mind
choice.
thing.
It's
It's
by-
by
yeah.
choice, but also a mindset. Yeah.
Look when people go out. White people go out at 8 and eat dinner. Black people go out at 10. Still, you know what I mean? 11. They go out later at night. You know what I mean? It's just the way it's in your psyche now. You just don't know that's how it is. You know what I mean? People just now coming out the closet on interracial relationships. It's been behind closed doors for a long time. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So, you know, I'm in an interracial relationship. They don't say nothing too much anymore. They still like probably say something behind closed doors.
And those same people who live over there, bro, rather vacation in Mexico than Hawaii.
Yeah. They go to Vegas. Yeah, Hawaii is like far fetched, but going to Cancun, that's like making a big step. You know what I mean? Going to DR, that's taking a big step. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like, but Hawaii is like. I remember the first time I went to Hawaii, I was like, "What is this? Where all these Asians come from? This is weird." You know what I mean? So, who knows? And you get more love in the DR. You know what I mean? In Mexico than some of these other places.
It's all love.
you can
They
fly,
want your business so bad.
Huh?
They want your business so
They
bad.
want your business, and you can fly on the radar. They don't know. Like when I went to Cuba. We felt like we snuck into Cuba. They didn't know I wasn't Cuban. As long as I kept my mouth closed. When I was in the Middle East, they didn't know. As long as I kept my mouth closed. You know what I mean?
When you went to Cuba, you creeped from Mexico to
Yeah, I
Cuba?
went from Mexico. They got my ass though.
How?
You flew?
Yeah, flew because if we missed a flight, right, there's no
Damn.
connecting flights. So then that's when they find out. You're like, oh, I need this flight. They're like, oh, you need this flight? It's gonna cost you $600 more. And you know, when you buy a flight into Cuba, your visa like $25. But when you miss your flight, they be like, it's $250 now.
Damn.
Oh, they hit us, man. And then you get to Cuba, and they don't use pesos for tourists. They got a dollar called the CUC, which is American dollar plus 10%. So they just hitting you over the head when you want to buy something. I had to legally buy internet in the park.
I had a homie that went over there, and for every $100, they took a 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a percentage on top of your money, and then you don't speak the language, so it just makes it even worse. You know, that's just what it is, though. But I get it because when tourists go to Cuba, which fucked me up, which I didn't like, people would go into the locals' houses, see how they were living, and take pictures of that. And I was like, I could have went to where I was from, like Athens, Georgia, if I wanted to hang out in like these little apartments, and like, you know, people listening to music, and they would ask people for money just to take pictures. It was weird to me, so I never went in nobody's house. You know what I mean?
So the people who live there are offering it up as something.
Yeah, they'll
to
be
come,
like, oh, you want to
come in and give me
have
a
drink.
dollar or whatever.
Yeah, give me
$5.
some money. You know?
Yeah, 'cause I saw a photo of when Eric
Andre,
Andre went
yeah.
to like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He was drinking with this lady.
He was drinking,
He
like
was
having a
getting loaded
hangout
with
there.
this
Yeah.
Cuban lady who kind of could be his mom
Yeah,
too,
she was a little
because she
older,
was just
so
light
wild
skinned like
hair.
him,
Yeah.
same eyes.
Yeah.
He goes, it's my grandma.
Yeah, man.
Estás loco, mijo.
It's very cool to see. One of my favorite part is like when the kids in old Havana was throwing condoms with water in it at the white tourists from the 3rd, 4th street. You know, they got the little alleys and it goes up. The balconies go up high, and they was just throwing it. And it was New Year's night. Them kids were having a ball throwing them wet. I remember filling condoms up with water. You know what I mean? And they was just hitting tourists with them. You know, I was like, this is cool. You know what I mean? Because before that, everything else I saw was tourists, like, you know, taking pictures with them and taking, like, some cultural appropriation type shit. Which I do. You know, I buy clothes in foreign. I bought, like, the Day of the Dead shirts over there, and I wear it like, this is dope. You know what I mean? So, you know, but just to see that was like, oh, this is, like, weird payback in a way.
How was the food in Cuba?
I didn't care for it too much myself. You know, they didn't have, like, some of the fruit just wasn't as sweet as the stuff we're used to, because they can't import things, you know what I mean?
Or hit it with mad fertilizer.
Yeah, so I stopped eating at one point. I got sick and I just stopped eating, and I remember I was like, I was just drink water, which was a mistake. I ended up having diarrhea for 5 days. You know what I mean?
Straight blasting.
Yeah, so I caught the flu over there, which it wasn't the hottest thing in the world. But everybody's a business. That's what's interesting.
Mad hustlers.
If you got a car, you a taxi. I mean, we gave somebody $100 to drive us 6 hours. He stopped by his house. He kissed his daughter and his wife. Like we thought we was getting kidnapped. Yeah, we thought we was getting kidnapped because we ordered a taxi and we was like, take us to the Tapas de Cayantes, which is the top of the mountains, right? 6 hours from the airport. Waited 3 hours on luggage to arrive. You know what I mean? People bringing printers over and like weird laptops and ink that they trying to bring into the country. You know what I mean?
Coño, para imprimir.
Man, and this guy, we hopped in this taxi. This guy, he was straight iron shirt and everything. He was like, I'm going to get you there. And then he took this taxi out, and then we met another taxi in the middle of nowhere, and it was dark. And we like, what the fuck going on? And he was like, he's going to take you. And we was like,
a relay.
We ordered you. And he was like, yeah, but I got to go to work. He's going to take you. And then the guy, we got in his cab, and then he stopped. He made another stop, and his mother-in-law came out, and his daughter came out, and his wife brought him food. And then from there, it was just like 6 hours going 100 kilometers, 160 kilometers, flying the dirt road, in the little car. You know
no seatbelt, huh?
No seatbelt. Stopping, smoking a cigarette, drinking coffee. I'm like, this nigga sleep. He's sleepy. He's sleepy, you know what I mean? But he's making his journey.
I want to go, dog.
My girl was scared, but I'm like, when I see stuff like that level of danger and you know whatever, I'm like, oh, we doing something. Like, this is the trip. This is fun. Yeah.
This is the story.
Because I'm not going to sleep at this point because he's sleepy. You know what I mean? And he's tired and he's swerving at 160 kilometers. You know what I mean? But this is it. This is the journey. This is what we pay for right here. You know, we get there and everybody's asleep. You get to the hotel 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's nobody at the desk, and then a head just pop up. And somebody just rub their eyes and it's like, yeah, we'll check you in. We get to the hotel. We get in the room and they got swans on the bed made of towels, but it's blood on the swan. And my girl, being she a director, she was like, I can't stay here. And I got the hotel because that's what I can afford. I'm like, that ain't bad, baby. We got
blood?
No
just
refunds.
A little blood.
Just a little blood.
No,
you know
Merlot.
We've had Merlot. We had Merlot at the house. You know what I mean?
You said you like Twilight.
So, yeah, man. It's interesting, but it wasn't and it's a last-minute trip, so we got going into the country. Going in the country because we took, what's the Mexican airline they have? Aeromexico.
Aeromexico.
They left 5 hours late. And then we gonna miss the connecting flight, and they was like, ain't no more flights till 5 days later. Damn. So we had to buy flights while on a flight.
Damn.
So she bought 2 separate flights on one airline, and I bought 2 separate flights. We bought 4 flights, right? And then we missed the flight she bought, and we caught the flights that we bought. And they was like, instead of $25 for the visa, $250. That was another $500.
So you missed the connection because of them.
Because of them.
Damn.
And they didn't give a fuck. And I'm like, oh, we just got raped going to Cuba. And that was just a precursor to
they didn't even spit on
the rest of the trip. But we met people from Oregon. They had to get money wired to them. I was like, God damn. Y'all took the super dick. You know what I mean? They gave y'all the super dick. Damn. But that's what it is. You make a last minute trip. Like as much research as I done, I was cool, but it wasn't going to prepare you for what, you know. What took place, especially the way my lady lives. You know what I mean? It was good for me. I could handle it because I'm always like, yo, da-da-da. It's certain things I won't accept, but you know, some people are just like, that's just what narrow, it is. Yeah.
When was that Cuba trip?
That was last Christmas. I think.
Really?
Yeah, last.
So you were there for New Year's Eve?
No. Christmas before last, because last Christmas we was in Mexico.
Okay.
You know,
we've been wanting to go to Cuba.
How big was the New Year's Eve celebration in Cuba?
Well, you know, Castro just passed, so it wasn't as crazy as it usually like. But they fired cannons. Like we was up at this castle. And they fired all these cannons, which are loud. Like like cannonball cannons, like old
1960 cannons.
Man, the soldiers, they come out in March and they just launch these things. I don't know how many shots it were, but it was just like go over the city, you know. And then we took a 3-hour cab ride. You know what I mean? Like these old, you know how Cuba got the old school cars that's like old, like 50
Old
Chevys.
Mercedes and stuff.
Yeah, that's really like it's really a Honda or whatever underneath.
Toyota engine.
Yeah, it's a lot of bundo. You know what I mean? They put those cars together. Yeah, they put them together, man.
They'll shove parts that don't fit into that car to make it fit, to make it run.
They build a car around it. You like no, if you know what a V8 sound like, it don't sound like a 4-cylinder car. And you in the car, it's no exhaust laws, so that exhaust is hitting you and you dizzy. And then the cab driver took us by his mother-in-law house, and we had to eat because we didn't want to be rude. We had to eat like these cold pickled sandwiches and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like
Just
everybody
mayonnaise and
stopped.
pickle?
Yeah, it was like weird. This is weird.
I think you were
Coco's like,
punked. You were
bro,
punked
what
this
Cuba
whole
did you
trip.
go to?
That's hilarious, but that's what happened, man.
Come on.
Look, if somebody tell you like,
We don't eat pickles, cocksucker.
if somebody be like, all right,
Medianoche.
I want to rent you for 3 hours, then that's gonna come with like, oh, let me stop by, let me kiss the kids, so they know that I'm not out here cheating.
Yeah, let me tuck in
I'm gonna take all y'all to my family house with my mother-in-law so they can see. And you got to sit there and watch music videos. You don't even know what the fuck going on. You know what I mean? It's like, I hate to say it, it's like being on if you ever hustled before or bought drugs or sold drugs, it's like the initial meeting of somebody for the first time, and you're in their environment, you don't know what the fuck going on, so you're on high alert.
Yeah, they're testing you.
Until the
Unpredictable,
thing is done. You know what I mean? It's like that situation. And then you like, all right, let's go drive us around for more. And they cooking pig in the middle of the street. They putting a spike through a pig and they gutting it in the middle of the street, and his guts are there and it's smelling. And they just cranking this shit for 6 hours. And they like, you want some?
Hell yeah,
Here goes some
dog.
of this pig. And you like, you don't want to be rude. You like, I don't know what the fuck I'm eating, but I'm eating this shit. It's a lot of that going on.
Were they good?
Yeah, it was good. That part was good. You could see that. But, I mean, if you was to go, it'd be a different experience. You know what I mean? You speak the language, you know, so it's different. You know what I mean? And like I said, it was a last-minute trip. Other people's trip wasn't like that because it wasn't so last-minute. They planned it months out, and they was with somebody that spoke Spanish. You know what I
They
mean?
didn't expect a 5-hour delay.
They had a handler there taking places.
Take them places. They know what to do. You know, we was just discovering this stuff for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when we were working, I was working in Mexico. They hired a local guy to take us around.
Yeah.
A fixer.
A fixer.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how
we're-
Mexico was for us. You know what I mean? We had that guy. We had transport. We was able to go to the Teotihuacan pyramids, which is beautiful, man. And here's such
Gorgeous,
a
man.
historic the guy family built the pyramids. The tour guide, you know what I mean? He got like multiple homes with multiple wives. And I'm like, you in the game. You know what I mean? You in the game. You know?
Chief.
And he took us to a cave, and we did this ceremony, you know what I mean, that they do. And then we went to another cave and ate. So those parts of trips are beautiful when you see the not the touristy part, but like
Behind the curtains.
the culture, you know what I mean?
Those are the best trips.
Yeah, so that's what's important to me. Like, that's when you get in contact with the people. And you, to me, as a spiritual being, you learn a lot about yourself. You see how much alike that humankind are, and the faults of when other tribes come in and try to take over a place. Because I feel we got all of that in us. You know
Oh,
what I
hell
mean?
yeah, dog.
So that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, me coming from Atlanta where we fight amongst each other, social, economically, where black people don't get along, you know what I mean? And then go to a place like Mexico or Laredo, when you see Latins don't get along, and then you go to the DR and they don't get along, and you in Beirut and these Middle East and they don't get along. You're like, damn, dude, we fucked up as humans, you know what I mean? We got a weird human condition that we probably always have.
You're right. It's a human condition because even in what you're saying is true. Even in Black community, Latino community, there's infighting, whether it's religion, whether it's skin color, shade of your skin, even in the same family.
Yeah, my sister light
Pointing out.
skin. Yeah, so
But it's a worldwide problem.
Yeah.
They'll find something to fight about.
yeah,
It's
so
human nature. It's sad.
that's the thing. But a part of me was always like, why we get treated a certain way in this country? They still shooting us, or and then you try to escape it and flee, and you're like, oh, this is everywhere. It makes me be like, all right, well, fuck that, fuck complaining about how we get treated, and concentrate on having a human experience and living.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Go to eating crickets. Go eat the crickets and see what that's like before you know. I was gonna say before the cops shoot you and shit. It caused me to live now. You know, I got a cousin in prison. I took him on his first overseas trip, and he was able to experience what life is like before he got his 10 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that affect me because I'm in LA. I'm trying to diet and lose 10 pounds, and then they lock a nigga up. And I'm like, he ain't gonna be able to eat this street meat again. He ain't gonna have bacon wrapped hot dogs no more. I'm finna eat one of these motherfuckers for him.
He ain't gonna have no Cuban water.
You know what I mean? No Cuban water. He ain't gonna know what this shit on himself for 5 days.
That's the thing, man. You don't know when your time's up.
You know what I mean? You don't. They have to raid for French fries. They have to break in the security guard lockers to steal French fries. Where you from? That's what they do. They plot and plan on that shit.
Just for fries.
For fries. I'm gonna get these motherfucking fries. You know what I mean?
Tyson, I'm gonna just jack these cookies.
Yeah.
Tyson getting cookies.
It's a different community within themselves. I be sending them pictures of like salads and shit because he was a vegan when he went in. So he jacking off the salads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this shit fresh.
Hold on, man.
Tomatoes.
Slow down with the bacon bits.
I got my dressing.
Yeah. You get a weird flip phone contact you. Like, who the fuck is this? This is me. Like, nigga, how you get a phone? You know what I mean? You still making moves. So it's interesting,
I
man.
sold 5 cigarettes.
Ingenuity, dog.
Yeah, man. What's up, fool? Podcast.
Yeah, man.
With Byron Bowers.
In the
That's
house.
right, gang.
What's your Instagram?
At Byron Bowers. I'm at Byron Bowers on pretty much everything.
You said earlier, you said something like you get respect and you get you felt like you were good. You weren't that bad, basically, when you could perform in any sort of place.
Yeah, when you
around the
could
world.
contact somebody and be like, hey, you know who doing shows here? And they give you the information or they call somebody.
But then you also dropped that you said you don't get the respect
In
over
LA.
here
In
in
LA,
LA.
yeah.
Are you talking about the comedy scene?
Well, the comedy scene respect me, but as far as I always have beef with dealing with like, to me, like agents and managers and stuff. Like they don't get what I'm trying to do or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what makes it a little tough, and especially coming from a city where drug dealers drop mixtapes and become, you know what I mean? You find ways to do it,
Stars.
and I feel I lose some of that. And that's what's good about the Mexican rooms. They independently do it. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's like finding out still how to independently make your moves now. I'm back on that shit. When before I was like trying to work with
industry?
people. Yeah.
Trying to play the game.
And that was like, they don't get it. And then they turn you down after a while because y'all don't see eye to eye on stuff. And it's not like, you know, I say what I would call a Negro who'll be like, yeah, whatever you want, I'll do. I'm like, nah, let me see the paperwork. Or no, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Stop sending me this bullshit. You know, and it's like, oh, you could become difficult to work with, which I'm not. But it's a divide. And I talk about what the fuck I want to talk about. You know what I mean? I talk about the cultural things I've seen or how ridiculous things are, you know, still. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. Some things are just hard for me to grasp. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want me to call you this. You want me to call you they and give you your respect. But it's hard because we still getting shot by the cops. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about gender pronouns.
Gender stuff. It's like a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
there's other priorities.
Yeah, they still call us. They still call us niggas, and you want me to call you they? Like, it's they that.
Yeah.
My English ain't even that good for me to even concentrate on the pronouns.
They don't understand flavor, dog.
Yeah, it's the thing. Like, it's still separation. You want to be included, but yet you want to be called another name. And when I talk about stuff like that, they like, oh shit, you know, calm down. And I'm like, no.
He's problematic.
I'm gonna call you a nigga too.
He's problematic.
You know, when I first met this fool, they had a Latino scene going on that was like right before it busted on TV with Good Locals, which I now think is gone because there's a Latino scene, but it's not like how it was before. That was like the original scene.
Yeah.
And that still hasn't even got transcended, but that was like for real, dog. That shit was a line around the corner paying $5 to get in 2001, dog.
You know what's interesting?
You know what I'm saying?
About
those shows were fucking bumping, dude.
Yeah. I see, and I don't really know the depths of it, but Latin comics be beefing. Just like the black comics be beef. Yeah, but it's man. Like, it go hard. Like, it go hard. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
Very rare do motherfuckers swing fists, though.
But it's because the industry has been set up in such a way, or works in such a way where there can only be one. We're in
the dark side of like if it was Star Wars, Mexicans and Latinos, we're like the dark side. Like there could only be one.
There can only be
Right.
one.
But back then it
That's
was
the thought in TV and
but
movies.
back
and
then
all
there
That's
was
what
only
they say,
one,
yeah.
2, maybe
Yeah.
3. Now there's more though.
that. Now there's more.
That's
but
what they say,
at the
yeah.
top, there's still no Latino
Yeah.
show
Right,
on
right.
TV.
Yeah.
There's one on Netflix. It just barely made its second or third season, I
One
think.
day at a time?
One day at a time.
Oh.
I thought it was close. I thought the Latins was close to having their day, and then the Muslim shit happened, and I was like, damn.
Well, then Trump came in also, and the whole
Yeah.
thing. And
So that's like, let's get the opportunities to some Muslims.
But-
and hear what they got to say.
But yeah, so
Right,
there's
right.
this feeling, and Felipe has mentioned it before too. Like when he was on Last Comic Standing, he's looking at all these comics, and then he sees Cristela Alonso was in like the top 40, right?
Yeah,
when he
yeah, yeah.
started, and he said that's my only competition, because they won't ever put 2 Latinos in the top 5.
And that's what Alonzo Bowden said too when he walked by Little Rail and a bunch of other comedians, like 7 of them.
Yeah.
He goes, they can't take all you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
But see, that right there, you start thinking about it, fuck with your head.
And I see it amongst the Black Hollywood here. But my thing is, I'm so outside of it that you become dangerous. You dangerous when you outside of those things. You know what I mean? Because the tricks that they use to pin you against one another don't work no more. But they do that in the hood. They pin us against one another. But once you rise above that and you do your own thing, they don't know who the fuck side you on.
You're unpinnable.
Yeah, you become unpinnable. You know what I mean?
Can't put you on your back.
And even the black comics look at you weird. They look at you weird. You get it from every side.
Become a silverback.
Yeah, you look at it from every side. You know what I mean?
Too
So
strong.
that's the thing. So you just outcasted from everybody.
But then you see somebody, you see like Cardi B blow up, right? And then you go, she didn't have to change anything,
Nope.
right? So now all these people, now they're looking for the next Cardi B.
Yeah.
Now
But
that's
you can't
what we
make
want.
one.
Now we want
Yeah.
somebody who's ghetto. We don't
You
give a
can't
shit.
make
if
that.
But before, you're too ghetto
The
to do
people
anything
gotta
with.
make you.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be from the people. It's gotta
Even
be
with
organic.
yourself, with your style. You know what I mean? Me coming in here, like being in Latin rooms, I'm listening to what people talk about, and I'm hearing Felipe dropping these gems, like pow, like these straight shooters, boom, boom, which is just straight up. If you didn't know anything about joke writing or whatever, it's just a straight universal style. You know what I mean? And Cat Williams is like that on the low. You listen to Cat Williams
Hell yeah.
jokes. If you take away your accent and you take away Cat's pimp type shit, it's just straight comedy. And it's like, that's what's dope. So that's what's dope to me about somebody like yourself breaking through. You know what I mean? And somebody like myself who's starting to gain momentum in the city is like, they gonna start to accept or see like, oh, this is who this nigga is. You know what I mean? And why he's off a little bit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you ain't manufactured.
Yeah, I ain't manufactured. Like I'm bringing, you know, all of the things that I experienced with me. Like I'm not afraid to say I'm fucked up or I got a little monster living with inside me, or I dealt with the drug game before. You know what I mean? I almost blew a building up in my early 20s. You know, I ain't
Really?
afraid to say that shit. So that's when it's like, oh, okay. And then it started. People started to slowly listen and be like, man, you got some interesting stuff to talk about. So that's where I'm at now. So now when the community is like, hey man, you need to put out a special.
So
How'd you almost blow up that
Yeah.
building, making PCP?
How I almost blew it
meth.
up?
leaving the PCP jar open?
I
That's
drink that
hilarious.
Cuban water.
It's kind of long to get into, but it'll been
That's what we're here for.
it'll been just a rewiring of a few things in the building to
Oh.
where if somebody hit a light switch, it would have had a nice little light show, you know.
Anarchist cookbook, dog.
That's where I was at the time.
Born
But
on
I'm
the
over
4th of
that
July.
now. When I was young, my mom let me play with matches because she
Me
said,
too, man.
Yeah.
There was one time I was an established comedian at the Laugh Factory, and I had it all planned out too. But I just needed, but I couldn't do it because I couldn't. I would only work with another guy, and I didn't want the other guy to know.
Yeah, see,
I just needed one hand of the wrist, bro.
it's just one little thing.
The ice pick would have been perfect. Inside his ass, take it out, hand over the ice pick to somebody. And I'm standing right next to him. He would never thought it was me.
But ain't you glad? Ain't you
I want to
glad?
snitch your ass out, dog.
Yeah.
For a spot.
But ain't
Jamie?
you glad you didn't do it?
Yeah,
Nah,
fuck all that,
He
dog.
still
he
dreams
still
about
dreams
it.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't do it now.
Shit ain't worth nothing, dog.
It ain't, but at the time, it's worth a lot.
Yeah.
It's
'Cause
worth
your
a lot.
emotions are
You be
flying,
salivating
dog.
at the mouth. and be
Yeah,
like,
man.
Woo. And it could be like one of the. It's something that it's like coming. If you like, if I pull this off, it's like busting the biggest nut ever. You know. what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
But then you don't.
Yeah, like what happens at the end of Dead Presidents, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that was there's always stuff like that shows you what really happened.
Yeah,
You know, man,
dog.
I'm glad I didn't do that one thing.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm glad it was just a dream.
It's the snippet, dog.
That's why I talk about like school shootings and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I know what it's like to mentally have those thoughts. But I was like, nobody think about the guy who wants to do a school shooting but can't afford to. Because even the school shooters are privileged.
Yeah,
They
man.
got access to these things.
Where they getting those bomb ass guns at, dog?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go in there, bro, with my slingshot, bro.
just hitting
If you pull one up like that, dude, that'll be the shit, dog.
a slingshot
Yeah.
master.
Fucking kill 2 cops on the way out.
And then, but it still be some white person.
How about
like,
that
Right,
David and Goliath thing? That sling. What is that
Oh
thing?
yeah, that thing when you
What
roll
is that
and sling
shit?
it.
You hold
Slingshot,
it,
right, Lisa?
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
an arm
Oh, that's
slingshot or something,
that's an
right?
old-fashioned slingshot.
Yeah, that's like
that's the old
kill a-
David and Goliath
Yeah.
slingshot.
I tried to throw a rock like that once. You know what? It's just
hit
hard
you.
to aim.
Hit
Yeah.
yourself.
that's
You
that's
have to know when.
technique
Yeah,
right there, man.
when to let it go and at what point in the circle. You know, like where it's gonna fly.
It's like fucking with rodeo rope and shit.
Just the same thing with a boomerang, man.
Same
I
shit.
can't aim a boomerang. I would never hit anybody with a boomerang.
How the fuck that become a weapon?
I don't know, dog. That's Aboriginal.
So if you miss, it
Aboriginal.
comes
Yeah.
back, right? If you miss, it comes back.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to
If
throw
you
it at the person.
succeed, it'll kill or hit the person or animal, and then
But if it
we'll
does-
retrieve it.
Who was smart enough was like, all right, I threw the shit.
The
You know,
original
too
Australian.
lazy to go get that motherfucker. So if I just tweak it a little bit, it'll fly back to me.
Yeah. Genius.
catch that shit, dog.
How many times did he do it without killing other people, dog?
Thousands, dude.
Because that shit flew back. It was made of this hard wood, right?
Yeah.
Oh, clock your ass, dog.
You had to test that shit out too, just to get it right.
Yeah,
That's a
yes,
Mike
yes.
Tyson punch out hit right there, fool.
It was solid wood, right, with a little steel.
She was like one of that old ass Australian oak.
Like balsa wood or
Yeah,
something. I
right
don't
there by
know.
the Rock of Gibraltar.
And the first few times it didn't come directly back to you. It went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
You
you
gotta
had
go
to find it. Yeah.
Straight killing a yak with that shit, dog.
Man, that's a gangster ass weapon. There's been some gangster weapons in the history of town. Them old clubs. You ever see them old clubs in the museum?
Oh,
How
hell
about
yeah.
them old police clubs?
They're them old like little baseball bats at the cops.
Yeah, man. The billy clubs. Hard leather with, I
Well,
think
that's
Nick
the
Nolte.
blackjack.
It's
Nick
metal
Nolte had one
inside,
of
right?
those in Mulholland
That's
Falls.
a blackjack.
He had a little blackjack, bro, like this small.
A lead.
I think Richard Pryor got killed one of those in The Song Remains the Same. No. Lady Sings the Blues, the Buddy Holly movie. Where he was a heroin addict. These
Billie
two-
Holiday.
Billie Holiday. Two dudes killed him. What did I say?
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly. It's same boss. Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday.
He got killed with a little metal rod.
Yeah.
I was one of those, but they're illegal, right?
They're illegal.
Oui.
But yeah, you're supposed to it's to go I think at the back of the head, back of
Lights
the neck.
out?
Yeah,
Real
but
quick,
it's,
right?
It's lead and it's covered with leather.
You can
usually.
find those at swap meets, dude.
But a lot of the native tribes used to have those little clubs.
Oh,
too.
hell yeah.
Our weapons are all based on primitive weapons, or what we
Man.
call primitive.
It wasn't until they made phones and irons that we started using those weapons.
Now the only weapon I use is my keyboard, bro.
Just beefing on the keyboard.
Russian bot.
It's funny, you can ruin somebody's career with a hashtag.
Isn't that
That's
crazy?
What's up with that bullshit, dog?
Their whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about this weekend, the Michael Che thing, because Michael Che commented.
What happened with him?
Well, he commented that he's supposed to be hosting the Emmys, right?
I don't know.
think.
Yeah,
He's supposed
part
to
of
be.
it. Yeah.
And but he commented on some of the specials. He didn't even say anybody name, but he commented on how a lot of the comedy specials on Netflix these days are not comedy specials.
They're like one-man shows.
They're like
Wiggity,
they're like
wiggity,
TED
wiggity,
Talks.
whack.
They're like
Talks.
they're like
Yeah.
lectures. And he was talking about, he kind of got specific when he said that rape jokes aren't funny. We all agree on that. You know what's really not funny? Rape stories. About real
The chick
being
with the
raped.
glasses.
Yeah,
Nanette.
well,
Head.
Hannah Gadsby, I think is her name. But
I thought it was Nanette.
Nanette is the name of the special. Because this
Okay.
woman, and it's about she based it on some woman who treated her like shit because of her gender and the way she looks.
Mom.
But he's totally right, though, what he said. He was like, a lot of these specials, like the last 3 he had seen, aren't comedy. I'm not laughing at all. And he's right. And as much as I liked Hannah's, what she had to say, it's not a comedy special. And it's just, and then everybody attacked Michael, and it was all like
He erased
LGBT.
his Instagram.
He erased everything on his Instagram, deleted his Twitter,
Lying,
Yeah.
dude.
everything.
Don't even
Just
want,
gone.
not worth fighting, huh?
Yeah, and it's ridiculous because he is totally right. And you and I had this conversation a week before he said anything, and I said, you know what? I have to separate her talk, because her talk was important and it had a lot of
Yeah.
good points, but it's not a comedy special. It's not. Even though she had some funny delivery and stuff in the first half hour, the rest of it, it's a lecture. That's what it is.
It is. I don't know. It's yeah. It's just all I can say is like, it's so distinctive, and it's like, I guess trying to give us insight on this thing.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like
But the craft of comedy is turning that into something funny.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah,
it's
man.
turning that oppression, it's turning that
yeah.
pain that you've gone through or whatever into comedy. That's the skill. Just talking about it, even if it's in an eloquent way, if it doesn't make people laugh, it's not a comedy
It definitely
special.
came off like a one woman show,
Yeah, it
and it
did.
was breaking down comedy in a
Sure.
sense that's like sometimes people don't even want to hear,
Right.
but a lot of people wanted to hear it because I guess it was addressed in that the way she did it. But I don't know, man. She quit,
Yeah, she said she was going to quit, but I don't know if
but
she
I don't
really
want to
did.
see. I don't want to see nothing else after this. I don't want to. I don't want you to come back like, oh, that was a success. They offered me to do another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's that boomerang at?
Yeah, that boomerang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Damn.
It's scary though the way
Hey, but
comedy's
you don't
going.
think like if you don't fight that though,
I
then
had a
like it keeps
homeboy-
on happening?
I had a
People attacking
homeboy.
folks?
He did a comedy special for HBO, and he had cancer, and people was like, "You better die. You better die." After
Oh, I know who
He
you're
had to
talking
cancel
about.
it?
Nah.
Cancel
this.
the
Cancer, he
filming?
had cancer.
Oh, he got
So they
cancer.
based it
Oh,
on
that guy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and they was like, "You better die after this, because if you don't,
Oh, people were asking him how his cancer was going,
Yeah.
but not genuinely concerned. They
No,
wanted to know like,
condescendingly.
when are you gonna die?
yeah, they
He
turn
was
they
supposed
turn
to
into a
die.
thing." You know what I
He's
mean?
still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My second special is gonna be called Eulogy.
The laughter keeps me alive, dog.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, trying to get that second special off. You know what I mean? So who knows, man?
That's why I don't do a second show.
No shows on Sundays, cocksuckers.
So yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's an interesting game. I just got to get in it myself. I'm gonna drop something. I just make a decree right now. Byron Bowers is gonna drop something. People are asking about it now, and I just think it's time. Oh, nobody gonna respond. Okay, good.
No, I think
It
you
is
should.
your time, dog.
See, because this is the same thing. Like what you're talking about is right. There are agents out there who don't get it, managers who don't get it. We pitched his comedy special, this last one we did on HBO. We pitched it, I don't know, he did a showcase like 3 years ago. We were talking to different people. Nobody was really interested. Everybody's like, yeah. But we wanted to capture it. And so we did it ourselves. We paid for it. We hired the crew. We did it. We shot it. And then we had something to pitch to people. And then HBO wanted it.
Well, yeah.
We sold it to them.
But they wanted to put it on HBO Latino only,
Oh,
and
come
then
on.
we said no, and then they came
Good
back
thing.
and changed their offer, and we
thing.
accepted it.
We got
But
nominated for Imagen Award, by the
Imagen, we
way.
are
Tight.
nominated. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna ask y'all about how that process when we done, so I could take notes and figure out how I can get this thing done.
And also Owen
Claude
Smith,
Squires, right?
Claude Shires,
Shires.
My lord.
He's a squire.
Claude Shires.
You guys don't know him, but his dad invented Gatorade.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What?
Thirst
It's always
quencher.
weird when you meet people.
He's a
like that.
stand-up
Hell yeah,
comedian. I
dog.
didn't even know that when I first met him 15 years ago. Then later on I find out his dad invented
Yeah,
Gatorade.
Johnny Sanchez said, "Yeah, man, his dad invented Gatorade, man."
It's crazy, yeah, when you meet people like that, and then you like, oh, why are you doing this?
I don't think
You should be making a Michelada Gatorade.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting the money from that right now.
Oh,
No,
Thirsty.
he's not.
the son from the second wife.
Not even electrolytes. You can't get no electrolytes. Can a nigga get some electrolytes? God damn.
That's why he thirsty.
He invented coolers. Yeah, man. So now I know the guy who invented Gatorade and the guy who invented Hot Cheetos.
Cheetos, yeah.
Oh, wasn't that a black dude?
No, the Mexican dude.
Mexican guy.
Oh, okay.
He's a janitor, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
what it was.
He was a janitor for
He likes Stacey
Pepsi,
Adams, though.
Frito-Lay.
I heard, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
And Arab ties.
And he used to have,
Dressing like a sheik.
he had a rough
The
upbringing.
Shah.
Ain't that crazy how you can stumble upon something like that?
Yeah, man.
Man,
Yeah,
kind of
he's-
made me want to play the lottery a little bit.
500 million.
500 million, yeah.
I don't know what I'd do. If
I did play a lot last week, and I didn't get no numbers. Dude. Only one. I got the last one, the one. And it was at 300 now.
Wow,
Mega
300?
Millions or
I don't know. Vinny told me it's 500,000 or something.
I don't know.
Powerball?
a Powerball of 300 million last week.
Yeah.
What would you do with 300 million, Rodrigo? Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck no. Build just like, dude, it'll be crazy, dog.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Build extermination. Come
Nah,
on.
dude,
Not
it
pay
is-
taxes.
What would you build, dog?
Dude, I would build a compound for just my homies, dog, to live, and then I'll start like a political action committee.
Wow.
I'll build the first Mexican American prep school. That's what I would do.
See, it's people like you. That's how my lady is. It's people like y'all that get money because y'all
Yeah.
like, this is what I'm gonna do with it. Meanwhile, I'm gonna hoard it. Like I would go to Italy. I'd get my family to finally travel and not be afraid to get on the plane and see some shit, and then
Yeah.
I would.
No,
But
yeah.
but it'd be hard not to tell them. I wouldn't tell them where the money came from. I can't be like, I got that type of family. I can't be like, I want money, so I gotta funnel.
If I had that much money, I'd just be spitting it at people, dog.
No, I gotta funnel it through some channels and be like, you know what I mean?
You know, because money you can fuck off and write off or whatever, you know, in other ways.
Yeah, but you still like with the type of family I got.
But they'll keep coming back.
They've been reaching their hand out like Allstate.
Oh, no,
Oh,
there'll,
yeah.
there'll be conditions, too. I mean, don't be coming back with your fucking, you know, you got to do something, dog.
Well, so your brother, man, he wants to start a circus.
Fuck, we'll get an elephant, dog. A little cage, a whip, a chair.
But it's like Paul. But if their mentality is off, no amount of money is gonna help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Like you were talking about Paul.
Yeah, Paul Rodriguez,
Rodriguez's
man. Like,
brother.
his Paul Rodriguez's brother, bro.
He's a
He
mechanic.
was a mechanic, badass mechanic, fixing the whole neighborhood's car. Everybody in the neighborhood, he's always working all day long. Paul Rodriguez gets that for a real garage,
Buys him a garage.
under in 6 months.
See, that wasn't, he wasn't at it. He was part of the community, dog.
Yeah.
It's like when you try
And
to
nobody-
take your mom out of the hood.
yeah,
That's
I'm
where
saying
they
the
live,
mentality.
yeah.
Nobody showed up.
Right.
It's hood mentality.
But it's up to what you want to do with it. But when you're going to try to force someone to go to school and give them money, like if you're rich and you give your kid money to go to school and he doesn't want to go to school, this fool wants to party. He's going to party, dog.
Yeah.
That's
If
it.
I would give him show him an ounce of weed and $1,000. Which one do you want?
Can we get both?
Like my mom got 7 siblings, right? And my grandma's still alive. So you come up on like some money and you be like, here, mom, if I give you this chunk of money, you could live forever.
Everybody shows up.
That money gone.
Yeah, they come like little baby birds.
That
I
money-
got little brothers like that.
They chipping that
Well,
little
like,
rock, dog.
like when you won Last Comic Standing, that dude hit you up for his rent money.
$10,000
Money to
he
pay his
wanted.
rent.
10,000?
Because he backed him up in a fight years ago.
Him and I assaulted
Yeah.
somebody.
I'll send you a T-shirt, dog.
You hear when I hear what happens to like people when they get on, it's crazy. Like they'll be like they'll be like, hey man, some dudes was gonna rob your mama last week, but I stopped them from robbing her. Let me get like 40,000. That's what makes it hard for athletes. That's the shit they go through all the time. You know what I
For
mean?
reals?
Yeah, you be hearing those weird stories, and
Oh,
then they
dude.
end up like having to like roll like 30 deep to places. You know what I mean?
But now they got an entourage. Now they got like
what I'm
overheads. It's
saying.
like
Yeah, like we had a rapper here from Atlanta, what's his name? Cap G.
Cap G.
He from Camden Park?
College Park.
College Park.
I'm familiar with that. Yeah,
Yeah, he's like a Mexican dude, grew up in an all-black
Grew up in a
neighborhood.
black neighborhood. Yeah.
they
And,
definitely grew up in a black neighborhood.
Well, you can.
Yeah,
hate-
and then he has like he straight out, he has a jacket like this, rapping. And he travels deep too, huh?
he has a
There's
little
100 of fools of them.
I understand though. I understand. I did a comedy festival and I was around some comics. I think everybody was like alternative or some shit, and I was like,
It's like alternate facts, but
yeah. And I never forget it was like Ferguson riots going on, and I'm in like this lovely ass place. I'm in like Hawaii somewhere, and I was like, man, I wish my niggas was here to see this shit, and they not. And it's like one of those things, like everybody you started off on the journey with are gone. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, man, about that feeling. I get that feeling a lot. I was staying at the Sheraton, man, in San Diego, and it's right, all the hotel rooms, every hotel room, even the cheap ones, the small ones, you can still see the beach. So everybody gets to see the beach. And man, and I started Googling through what person stood in his room, what did he say, and it was this one brother, man. He was from Wilmington or Compton. Man, you just see in his face that he wishes people could see this.
Yep.
What did he say,
It
Rodrigo?
was just, I can't quote him word for word, but he's like, man, I wish they could feel this, man, because then we won't be so ruthless out there in the streets.
That's
man.
what it is.
He would
man.
say,
gotta
man,
relax, we need this."
He goes, man, San Diego, man. Sometimes
True, though,
a
though.
motherfucker needs to get out. He goes, man, just having a good time, y'all. And he fucking smoked his cigarette and his coffee, and it just turns
That's
off.
crazy.
You can see
man.
the
But
joy
you
in
just
his
tell
face, man.
he's not even like 5 hours away from his hood.
Nah.
It's like an hour and a
Yeah.
half drive. But it just feels good to get away.
I tried to save a family member, man. I brought him out. You know what I mean? Made him put his foot in the sand. I took him to Malibu. Like, nigga, put your foot in the sand. Yeah. Like
I never
take your
been to the beach,
shoes off.
Holmes.
Yeah, I took him hiking, and then we went down. And I was like, put your foot in the sand. Feel how cold that motherfucking water is. You know, I always take people that come from like Atlanta there, and like you feel how cold this water is. See what we go through over here, and then I do little shit like that just so they can see how beautiful this place is. You know what I mean? And it is something about wishing they was here, because you know some people ain't gonna be able to see it.
I know,
For
man.
some reason, you know what I mean?
Like I was at the movie premiere for Amy Schumer's movie, Girl. I guess Girl. I don't know the name of the movie. Pretty Girl.
Yeah, I feel
And
pretty.
I was there by myself, you know. And like, man, and I was thinking to myself, you know, man, I'm not even in this fucking movie. What am I walking through here, man? This is some bullshit. Or I want to leave already. But then I saw a fan that was happy, bro, to see me. And his excitement, he wanted to be where I was at.
Yeah.
So I just said, hey, man, what you doing later? Okay, is that your lady? All right. You want to come with me to the red carpet right now and just walk with me? And I'll give you fucking 2 tickets to the after party and 2 tickets to the movie.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, I made whatever. I made their night. I made their world.
To have a cool ass story one day for his
It's dope.
grandkids.
It's dope when you can do
And
that.
it felt good now because I felt like, you know, now that I shared my experience with this stranger, and, you know, I felt good about it. And I know that he felt good because he still talks about it.
Yeah.
When's the next one?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, my best friend from high school finally made it to Cali for 10 years.
Wow.
In 10 years, he finally made it. And he had like 2 hours to spare for us to hang out. And that was the last time I saw y'all. I took him by Eric Andre's party.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that guy.
That's the last time we seen you, dog.
And I was like, hey, man, you got to see how,
This naked man.
see how,
You see that?
see how people are living out here. It's just a different, it's a freedom. It's a freedom that we don't have. You know, it's a freedom that people in the barrios they can't even fathom. You know what I mean? That
Well, because anybody weird or different is shunned, is treated like
come out of an
outcast.
environment where you do something like that, you're gonna get checked.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I keep telling the story when I did a show for the homeboy industry, Father Greg Boyle. They help these gangs get jobs and they come out of prison, kind of like a gang prevention. And I had Laugh Factory tickets. And I said, where the Laugh Factory at? Oh man, first of all, you got to take the 101 North. Fuck that, homie. Yeah. I don't know shit about no 101 North, dog.
Yeah.
You got anything here in East LA or Montebello, 605 North? I said, no, man, there's another world over here. Past the 5 South.
Yeah, man.
But see, only you and a few others wanted to go into that world. You know, you were craving what's in Hollywood. I just want to go see.
Man, let me tell you, man, I will get up in the morning on Saturday, and my mom wouldn't see me all day.
There's
bro.
no barrier.
I could have got kidnapped for the last 11 hours. I will hop on the #1 bus and take that motherfucker all the way to Sunset and Hollywood to Hollywood Ends. Then I'm just start walking all the way to Hollywood and then go to Sunset. Do a little shoplifting in Melrose, bro.
But you
Take some silver rings and sell them.
Gotta get your beak wet, dog.
But there's no real barrier there. You can do it. Yeah. Everybody in your hood can do it, but they don't.
Like even the ballers, baller would make all their money and not go
just
nowhere.
Show it off to everybody there.
To just be in the hood. Mm-hmm. I remember I was clowning on somebody, and that fool wanted to fight because he had a brand new car, everything. Motherfucker, man, your car had 120,000 miles on one street.
That's hilarious.
I told you need
but that's what it is, man.
Busted ass CV boot.
Yeah, man. It's 2 videos I got of my homeboys crying because they left for the first time, and they was like, "Man, we spend money on rims and cars,
it's
just
that
to drive
immediate
around the same place, and look how crazy this shit is." You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's interesting, man. It's very interesting. I took a cousin with me. I went to Japan. I gave him acid. I was like, try this shit.
Damn.
Tight, dog.
Take your shoes off on the grass. And we was in a park with our shoes off. Them Japanese people were staring at us. And then we was like, oh, this is where the dogs take shits. We out here barefoot. But we having
Where's that saying that, fam?
We having a moment right now. You know what I mean? And he's staring at a bird. I watched this nigga staring at a bird. And he was talking to a bird through his mind. Right? He got deep and the bird just kept coming towards him. Step by step as the bird gained trust. And then he realized, oh shit, I'm talking to a bird. And he looked back at me and he was like, nigga, I'm talking to this bird. And I was like, I see what's going on.
We on that frequency.
Yeah, we on that frequency. And guess what? He's scared of birds. He's legit scared of birds. But for that moment, he wasn't afraid of birds no more.
That's funny. Yeah, my brother has
Chirp,
never left
chirp.
Ohio. I have a brother who's never got on a plane, and he's never left Ohio. I don't even think he's gotten down to Cincinnati or
I
Columbus.
should find people that go on vacation and they go eat the same spots,
Yeah,
like Hard Rock,
Hard Rock,
Oh,
Olive,
yeah.
Olive
Chipotle.
Garden,
They're
yeah.
trying to find Chipotle in Thailand.
Cheesecake Factory. That's all they want. That's how my other brother is. He
I'll eat
travels,
burgers.
but only around the U.S. Only a few select spots that you could drive to, and he wants Hard Rock, Cheesecake Factory.
He should go to Cuba and ask for an apple and see what the fuck happens. We like, apple. She's like, huh? Apple, okay? Apple. We pulled out the phone and pointed.
Manzana.
And she's like, oh, Monsanto. No, we don't have here. We was like,
You know what?
They don't even have like country like national farms, right? They don't have.
oh, man, the bananas are tiny.
Yeah,
Did you? I heard what's bomb over there is pure sugar cane juice.
Well, oh, that's dope.
You take. Oh,
you can get that downtown in
man.
Chinatown.
Yeah.
They have a place in Chinatown. He gets
Yeah,
it all the
it's
time
good,
over there.
bro.
It's gross.
She think it's gross. I think it's delicious.
But I
I
heard
just
the
think it
Cuban
tastes
one,
like
they-
it tastes like just sugar.
Man.
Yeah, the
And
lady
then
has the
they-
same
and they
thing.
hit something with it or whatever, the little spike it.
My girl, she kept getting a
Guayaba?
Guava.
That's what she
Guava
kept
and
getting.
cheese.
And you know, they breaking them. They breaking the cantaloupes open. What they call? Not the cantaloupes.
Coconut.
Coconuts open, and they still a little tart. You know what I mean? It tastes a little different because the water supply or whatever is different over there. So, you know what I mean? It's very interesting, man. If you go to you can find places like people cook in their homes.
Well, that's what my homeboy said. You you get them groceries, and then
Yeah.
they'll set you up. You show up at lunchtime, they have a meal for you.
They have a
You're
meal
feeding
for
the rest
you.
of the family. You got dinner for you. You go about your ways.
For
Yeah, 'cause-
$20, you can stay at their house
Yeah.
and they would wake up with a meal. Meanwhile, hotel is like $380. And
Yeah,
it's- and
they-
it's-
they-
380.
They're
Three-
capitalizing on that tourist. dollar.
Yeah, we ended up getting a hotel, and it was like $380 or four something.
Because they've got to get a cut to the government.
Yeah,
And-
and the Cohiba was one was the Riviera and one was the Cohiba. The Cohiba was 6 something.
God damn.
And but the locals, like, they're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to have a restaurant or a hotel or whatever, and because they're supposed to give a cut to the government.
Yeah,
And they just don't do it all like on the down low.
And I heard they're all like straight up tight knit because homeboy said that the family that was cooking for him, there was like 7 families that had a cow.
Yeah.
And a pig, and they hide them. And like, they have little, and then they grow them that way. And then when it's time to, they're right, they cut them up and everybody gets a piece.
that's the thing. Yeah, my uncle
On
them did that.
DL.
They split a goat. They would split goats and stuff like that. 300 for a goat, feed it, pump it, and then they would break it up and flip it. You know what I mean? That's what they did. And that's not like, that's because I'm born in Athens. That's a country town.
Mm-hmm.
So, people wasn't educated. That's how they made whatever, you know what I mean? But Cubano is like that, you know what I mean? And it's cool to like even see that and be able to go to somebody and be like we got to ride somewhere. We was like, how much for this? And the guy was like, give me this much and I'll take you. And we did. And he made us stop and pay his cell phone bill with the money we just gave him. You know what I mean? That's the type of like hood shit.
Talk about check by check.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They getting it. Like, so it makes sense once you understand the hustle. And you, to me, like, yeah, you got to land somewhere and pick up on shit fast in certain places. You know what I mean? Or they gonna give you that dick. You know what I mean?
They ain't gonna spit on that shit.
Yeah, they ain't gonna even spit. Ain't no Vaseline or nothing. They gonna just be like, that's how we serve dick here.
Just like New York cab driver before Lyft,
Right?
Man,
Jacking everybody.
taking the long way home.
Yeah. Always. You got to tell them what route to take in New York.
Oh no, that happened.
I know how to get there.
You have to tell them. No, but they have to follow what you ask. They have to take your route if you tell them. But a lot of people don't know the route, so they don't say anything.
Beirut like that. I called a cab somewhere and it was $15, and then I hopped on Wi-Fi. I called an Uber back for $5. I was like, damn.
What's up, fool? Byron here. What's up, fool?
What's going down, fool?
Give everybody your Instagram and Twitter again.
At Byron Bowers. Twitter at Byron Bowers, and Facebook is at Byron Bowers.
Rodrigo,
At Rodrigo Torres.
when is your next show?
August 7th in Riverside with Martin Moreno at the Fox Performing Arts Center, 8 p.m. And August 14th, I'll be in Temecula at
Hey,
Shamrock.
fool, before we
What
go,
up, dog?
man, how was that show you did with Martin, Amazon?
Oh, with Rizzo and Flaco? Fool. It was like a sauna in there, dog. It was a sauna.
Hot cameras, huh? Hot
Oh,
lights.
dude, the place was hot. He was running, you know those window banger ACs?
Mm-hmm.
The guy had it ducted from the front door into the little studio, which was not, it wasn't even bigger than here, dog.
Yeah, performing in here.
Yeah, and not here, but a place this size. But, you know, just ratty and just, it was so hot, man. So hot. I brought a jacket to look smaller. I couldn't even wear my jacket, dog. I'm over there, I was melting, dog.
Shout out! Oh shit,
Ooh,
whistle.
that was-
Shout out to that guy, bro. I forgot his name already. The big guy we met.
Ismael.
Ismael. Shout out to Ismael from Oxnard, homie. Thank you for fucking listening every week. Also, thank you to Alex the Great, Alex the Large, and also Mega Man for listening to us on the night.
Yeah, Ismael from Ventura.
Yo, if this goes out when I think it goes out, I know I got 2 stores at the Comedy Store tomorrow. Crack 'em Up Thursday, which is the black show. Then I'm going to hop over to the white room and do a show. You know what I mean? I'm also going to be at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, LBC in the house, Pine Street. You know what I mean? I know y'all out there trying to buy niggas shoes and shit, but we out there doing our thing.
Pine Street.
Pine Street, you know what I mean?
Spread some apartments over
So yeah, I got like 8 shows this week. So yeah, go to my website, byronbowerslive.com, and then check it out and pop up and say what's up, fool. Say it how he say it, and then I know you.
What's up, fool?
I know where you coming
Just
from.
hit
you
him
know what
up,
I mean?
man. Also, man, I might be doing a little music video, bro, with Mezcalito at Tres Puntos this weekend.
5 puntos.
5 puntos?
Right there by the Pino.
Otros
Oh,
tres
so-
puntos.
Trace?
En
Or
esta
tres
vez?
puntos is the
Cinco.
gang.
5 en
Okay.
esta vez.
Those are the dots. Eh?
The tres puntos
That's
right
funny.
here on
That's
your-
the most craziest neighborhood where that Mexican restaurant is, because there's a
Lorena and Cesar Chavez.
there's a cemetery, right? And there's people who jog on that cemetery, right? For years they've been jogging that cemetery.
Evergreen, right?
Yeah. And now white people move in and they added a track.
I mean, that's some shit.
So now the cemetery has an actual track around where you
Around
could
it.
jog, right? Because I remember,
They did that
man.
in Silver Lake too.
Yeah, so
Property taxes.
After-
that
after it's
that neighborhood is still bad though. I don't give a fuck if you put a track or anything. That when you would jog there when you were younger, you couldn't be a thug and jog because every section of that cemetery was owned by a different neighborhood. Like the other side on Whittier was White Fence. Then this side was East LA Tiny Dukes. Then the other side was some other gang I didn't know because I never went. Oh, Evergreen. So, man, just like a little history about that cemetery, man. Also, there's a lot of dead homies in that cemetery.
I was about to
From the
say,
neighborhood.
was the neighborhood people buried in a certain section of the cemetery too?
Well, because it was a Jewish cemetery. Was it a Jewish cemetery before, or it just had some Jews in
I'd
it
say
from the
it's
neighborhood?
Serbian.
Okay,
Like,
Serbian.
but it wasn't like an
Jewish was
official
over there in
Jewish
Boyle-
temporary
Yeah.
Boyle
or
Heights.
cemetery. Okay.
That I think that cemetery is called Assumption.
Yeah, because it says right there on the other side on 3rd Street. It says
It's
Serbian
weird, like so
something.
many Serbians were buried there. I didn't even know where they came
It
from.
was probably a little echelon back in the day, right there.
Interesting.
But now it's White Fence and Tiny Dukes and
Man, them caskets full of guns and drugs. They brought them over and then they just buried it.
Ghost bang.
What's up, fool? Coming up in the future on the podcast, we're gonna have that guy from White Fence, bro. He's gonna do his little testimony here. Hola, Leoms. Here's the Louis.
Harvey Weinstein.
How you doing, bro?
Hey, that's my brother, Louis, man. What's up,
Mark.
Mark, man? Dude, this fool has mad history, dude. Mad,
He's
like
like 18 years clean.
Yeah, dude,
Wow.
ex heroin addict, but dude, he's cool. But this fool was all trying to start bagging on this fool. Oh my god, dude, it was hilarious, dude. Had all those fools laughing in there, dog.
That's funny. Like he hangs out there. He's security guard at that weed shop, right?
Yeah.
And like he looks crazy, right? But when he leaves, he puts his good teeth on, bro. Like when he's working, he's looking like he has bad teeth on, right? To look crazy, but when he leaves, bro, little pretty smile. Eh?
And the old school like starch.
Oh my god, those pants
He
he
starts
Crease
his
pants.
pants.
Oh
there?
my God,
starches them
his-
and like
this
old
guy's-
school like. Just the way he has his creases and the way he does his pants.
He has
that's
two
old school.
creases in the front of
70s
his
and 80s.
t-shirt.
Wow.
He has two creases in the front, a one crease in the back,
Wow.
in the middle,
It's like a
and
pleat.
and one crease on the sides.
Yeah.
And his pants are creased,
In the
and
front?
his box stars are creased.
Yeah.
Even his Levi's
hate
look like
creased
his
jeans.
Levi's look like Dockers, but they're creased.
If my socks are creased, Holmes.
That's
Why
hilarious.
haven't any cholos or former cholos started dry cleaning shops? because they could be some badass ironers.
I don't do no ironing, Holmes.
pressing.
I only
But
pump iron, Holmes.
that doesn't even exist anymore. Back in when a little kid, all the cholos were all perfectly pressed, even the Pendletons.
This dude
Like Birdman still cares
Did
about
the-
that. He lives
Did
in
the
a
cholos
hotel
change
room.
like the hipsters change?
yeah, they
'Cause when I was
changed.
coming up, the hipsters was like them white band guys who did.
But you still see the little crazy little cholos. He's wearing a big ass white T-shirt, dog.
Yeah.
Don't get close, dog.
Yeah, man, every once in a while, man, you see some pale ass
Yeah.
Echo Park gangster walking around out of nowhere, dude.
Pulling AK out on your ass.
But
dog.
it looks out of place now, though. Just like Antoine
That's-
Farquhar coming
you don't
out
see,
and
you don't
I'm gonna
see
get
him
you,
because they
sucker.
usually come out at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like him coming
They
out of
don't
prison with
creep
the
in the day.
goldfish
Oh, they got
platform.
bodies.
Everybody
So-
says that shit's gone. It's not gone, dog.
Yeah, I remember when they started banning khakis, cholos started wearing Dockers.
That's hilarious. They banned khakis.
And then they banned Dockers.
Get the hell out of
Then
here.
the fools
Yeah,
started
man.
throwing house parties.
And they banned wife beaters, so then they wore jerseys,
Yes.
Laker jerseys. Now
Then
you
they
can't
wore-
wear Laker jerseys.
Then you can't wear
anywhere.
no jerseys.
Yeah.
I went to a couple of clubs in Kansas and we're in Georgia where the whole sign was the dress code for the Ludacris concert.
Yeah, my hometown.
No jerseys,
same
no
thing.
hats.
Fool. Remember
They
that
did
show you
that-
did for Saginaw? Remember all those old school fools
Yeah.
all dressed like Mark? There was a whole section of those fools, dog.
They did that in black. They did that to keep certain black people out of
It's
clubs.
the same thing in Ohio and
Yeah.
Dayton, Ohio, where I'm
Yeah.
from. They had the same thing. All the dress code.
No baggy
No
jeans,
hats.
no
No
baggy
baggy,
jeans,
yeah.
no sneakers.
You couldn't have
No
in
Kings.
my school, in my junior high school, we couldn't have colored shoelaces.
Wow,
because
that's
they
bad.
felt like that
we
was
didn't get that bad in
communicating.
our school.
Yeah, they felt like that was communicating with other gang members.
Our color
there.
was red.
Oh, your
Roosevelt-
school colors are red. Ours were black and gold.
Ours
but-
was gold letter with for the R, and then the whole hat was red.
But yeah, there were. I guess there were Crips and Bloods, but I knew a lot of drug dealers in my high school and stuff, but not gang members. I mean, I didn't know any gang members there.
Cholos started dressing like regular fools once they were like being chased by the police.
Yeah, once they realized they were.
Because I remember this guy named Polo. My mom used to babysit that fool, bro. That fool went on a shooting spree, bro. And later on, I saw him walking. He was wearing overalls with a nice t-shirt, Dockers boots, and a hat, dude, looking like a hipster in the 90s.
In the trapper creeper.
Yeah.
They religious.
One thing that changed, though, cholos have backpacks now with guns and pounds of weed inside.
Still exists, dog.
What's up, fools? Shout out to Baby Bash, wherever you at, dog. Hit up Baby Bash. Tell him we said what's up. Kid Frost for being a guest. Cap G, Byron Bowers right here.
I don't know what that was. I'm sorry.
Oh, the
Cardi
helicopter.
B. That's Cardi B doing the
What's
bird.
up, fool? It's getting brazy here. Shout out to Toby Hicks, the Dope Dealers podcast,
Bye bye.
and Yo 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 podcast, and George Perez with his little goatee.
Side dick.